Hello everybody, this is Tyronex. Welcome to my Minecart network project, episode number 3. For those who are new, this is a series where I try to build a fully automated Minecart network system where not only players can get from one place to another, but also items, like from automated farms delivered to storage rooms, for example, and all of these cards automatically find their way through the network. If you wanna know more about it, there should be a link in the video description to the very first episode where I explained the whole idea. So let's go on with the third episode. Last episode we made the bi-directional three-way junction. I managed to compact it a bit further now. So I had the idea that instead of having 3 of these junction selectors, we could just have one and then just lead all the tracks into it. So you see here is still normal, you can drive straight and you will end up in the junction selector here. And now when you come from either A or B, you will go down here and just get all rerouted and end up in the beginning again. This works just as well because we just set the junctions accordingly again. So you might this is some extra driving time, but it still works just the same, and if you lose a few seconds of driving time, it doesn't really matter much. Also, this version has a very good additional feature that comes with it, which is you can return the original station again this way. So if a card arrives here and wants to go back to where it came from, it will just get rerouted to the beginning again. That was not possible with this setup before, because there was no way on how to return to the original point. And it works just the same. We can place a test here and put our destination station here via book, like the other times, and it will end up here. Wait it until the selection is done and it goes on its way. So that is really good. I think it's about half the size, as you can see in comparison, maybe even smaller. So that's very good. I'm not sure if you could make this even smaller, but what would be probably useful is to have a 4-way junction perhaps once, so you can build these depending on a situation whether we need them or not. And you see, this is rather easily expandable for a 4th destination. We just move this stuff here 1 block over and add another row of hopper here, another item sorter, and get the output accordingly to the junction. Alright, I did some work on the traffic control, as I mentioned last time. This is a very important part, because since these junctions take a while to select, and if there would be another minecart incoming, they would start to bump into each other and mess up the whole system. So I did try a bit with a setup like that, which epically failed. So I got frustrated and gave up for a while. Then a fellow YouTuber named Dro came up with a really good idea and gave me a world download. He used a pets dispenser with a trapdoor, which is just activated for a short amount of time, and that can hold cards and dispense them once in a while. The redstone part, however, I did here. This is a very simple way to do it. What it does is it's just here. Oh, that comes from copying here, I guess. This is supposed to go this way. I just copied these over because they were a little bit rotated. That's probably also wrong. They should be facing into each other. Alright. So, whenever a minecart goes over this rail here, it will just place one item from this dropper into this dropper. So we actually know that there's a cart has passed by, and with a small delay it will change the junction here. So the messenger cart and payload cart can go over, no problem. But then this junction will switch, and any new incoming carts will end up in the minecart queue, in the pest dispenser, that is. And once it leaves the junction, currently symbolized by this button rail here, it will just, you see there's a line of redstone going down here, and they will just decrease the amount of available items in that dropper there. And it will also give 2 pulses to this trapdoor here. This is the first pulse and this is the second pulse. So it's gonna release another messenger cart and payload cart. Let's test this quickly. I'm just gonna spam a bit, which is gonna mess up the system because it's way too fast, as you can see. Okay, that failed because copying in MC8 is weird. I don't know why, but this junction just switches over. It kind of gets butt activated from this piece of redstone down here. I notice. Extremely strange. Alright. But it's still wrong. So, this is how it should be. Right, it'll be a little bit less spammy to this. The button should turn off. So, it's the first cassette. And of course, this is wrong now. Oh well. That was not very well prepared. Yeah, from copying, this junction is suddenly inverted, so I need to remove this torch. This went through at least. Let's take those out and make another test. So when we place messenger cart, payload cart, this switched over now, as you can see, and they'll end up here. Now they don't get released because this is way too fast. If this button rail would be now activated, I can do this in Minecart quickly. They come out now accordingly. But yeah, this is not a very good testing area, so I've set up a testing ground where we can test it a bit better. I did a lot of testing already. I found a few issues with these designs. So here the first component is our cart launcher, as usual. I added a bit of redstone here just to continuously launch minecarts into the system, so I can test how it behaves under heavy load. And now what I did is, since we need an input when the station is free again, so I took the input from over here. That is when this piston releases, so that's almost at the end. That's enough time. There's still enough time for the cars to leave because there's a ways to go. So that signal goes over here. We need a rising edge detector here, and just goes into this here and to the dropper here to decrease the amount of items. What I needed to do, however, is get a double pulse because there's 2 carts leaving. Only the first cart is noticed, of course, by that signal there. Oh, and I did find an issue with this station design, which was that this junction didn't stay on for long enough to go to station C, so I had to make this addition. I have to copy this over to our original design as well. But let's test it. I can give you a very good demonstration here, I think. You see there is 6 sets of books, and we have each 2 sets. Station A, Station B, and Station C. So in theory we should have approximately an equal amount on each ending here of carts exiting the station. So let's set this again. This is just gonna run for, I think it just should release about 10 carts like that. So this is our messenger cart, payload cart, they can go through, no problem. This switches and doesn't release any further carts. Great. Did I put this in the wrong place? Yes, I did it wrong. But, oh, but you see, they came back, so this should have had a station C book inside. Yes, exactly. Okay, I think I put these items in the wrong place here. No, should have switched the lever. That's what was the problem. So now, yeah. Now it's sticking. So the second delivery is getting queued, and every other incoming. This one just left the station, so the next one can go. And you can see it from here in the distance over there. That one leaves. Next one gets released, and messenger card and payload card gets released, and they just select each other. The station again. They should go around Station C, and the next one gets released again. And once they're all through, this should set back again to pass through here. So let's observe that still. So we had 2 station C, bunch of station Bs, maybe this is station A. Yes it is. Randomness is working correctly. So yeah, this seems to be working really well. This could be of course adjusted for more or less minecarts, but I don't know. We would need to test how big this needs to be, how many carts you can hold. So altogether I guess this can always have a capacity of 5 deliveries each time. Because we have, I think 4 can stay in here, like 4 messenger carts and 4 payload carts, and 1 can be at the station. So I think that is a fairly good enough capacity, if you have your farms to just only deliver items when the chest is full, I think. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Oh yeah, right. One thing I forgot to mention. I did forget to do one thing, that is this cart queue should actually have its input of cards from this rail here, because otherwise we will only get cards queued that come from station C here, and we don't want to copy this all over again. So if we make it that the cards come from here or here, so actually it must be here. When we queue all these cards from here, so like build the card queue here and then return, then we have it for all 3 directions. But yeah, that's all. So that's one thing that I will next time, and then I will think about a little bit about the stations. I think what we're gonna need is actually, for unloading stations, we should maybe have 2 different designs for, I don't know, the one that has just a single unloading cart and one that can automatically handle like 5 carts unloading at the same time. And maybe the same goes for loading stations. I don't know, maybe that it's enough to have just 1 loading station, since usually farms don't produce extremely amount of items. Yeah, and the player station, but that should be no problem. That should be basically just a cart loader and nothing else. So we're, I think, doing really well here. There's not really much to solve anymore. I mean, the selector minecart, disposer and the distribution center might be a bit of a challenge, but that is not so important for it to work. You can just have enough minecarts available. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time with many new inventions. Goodbye.